this. Look, now they can see us. Sorry,
yes.
guys. Look, still learning, a little bit of a learning curve. So anyways, okay, you guys, if you want to check out all of my YouTube videos and all of my Facebook Lives, I give away free swag usually, and be able to hit the notification button right now. Like, subscribe, follow my page, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, you can subscribe to Nick Perdomo's new YouTube channel as well. And we will get into that very shortly. But first of all, Nick, why don't you give us a little bit of a lowdown on what Perdomo Cigars is all about?
Well, Perdomo Cigars is a family-run company. We started in 1992, Melody, and my dad, when he came from Cuba, said I lived in the greatest country in the world. If I worked hard, I could attain anything I want. So I literally started out in my garage, and today my dad was absolutely right, one of the largest cigar companies in the world today, and that's thanks to all of you.
I know. That's what I recently heard. Isn't there something about Cigar Aficionado considering you guys one of the best-selling cigars?
Yeah, which was really humbling. We were, you know, if you would have told me 10 years ago I'd be in the top 100, I'd be very humbled. And we were, I think, the third best-selling cigar in the industry in the United States. So again, thank all of you for that.
Yeah, well, let's say hi to a few of them. So we got Rich here. Hi, Rich. And he says hi, Nick.
I love Rich.
Yeah.
Yeah, great guy. Great.
There's Angel's here. Angel was the one who actually introduced that. Oh, yeah. Not originally, but set this up. Thank you, Angel. And then there's Heather's here. Hi, Nick. She can't wait to see you soon in New Hampshire.
That's right. She's great. She is great.
That is so awesome.
A lot of nice people out there. We're really blessed. We really are.
Well, I mean, I just have to say, you guys are definitely a staple in the industry. There's the champagne. That champagne cigar has probably got to be one of the most likable smoked. Price is right. It's just.
Yeah, it's one of the best-selling cigars in the United States. We're very blessed to have it. Someone told me, how great does it sell? Well, if any of you have child, I put both of my kids through college because of Perdomo Reserve champagne. So it's a huge seller. It's a huge seller.
Man, that's a pretty good deal, I'd say.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. So why don't you give us a little bit of insight about what's happened this past, I don't know, 6 months that we've been into a little bit of a different situation with life. And then also, what do you guys got going on?
Well, I think we got a lot going on. The last 6 months, we don't normally come out with a lot of new products, and we came out with the new Perdomo Reserve 10th Anniversary Sun-Grown, which is what you're smoking.
This is delicious,
which is behind my head. And behind Melanie's head is the new Perdomo Reserve 10th Anniversary Maduro. And I'm proud to say it's the biggest launch we've ever had in almost 3 decades of me being in the cigar industry. So it's been incredible. And again, thanks to all our retailers around the country and all our great consumers.
You know, speaking of great consumers, I should actually remind them, you guys, we're giving away swag. And guess what? The only way you have to get an entry is making comments. So comment on our Facebook Live, and it's while we're live, every comment gets you an entry. And let me just show you what, you guys. This is all Nick. Nick is the one who's giving you guys this stuff, and oh my gosh, I have to laugh. But this is awesome. Okay, let's just see. This is the best hat ever, okay? It looks like a hat, right? But then when you need a beer opened, it's a beer opener.
Well, you got to think of different things. Everybody's got a ball cap, but very high quality, and you can open up a beer at the same time. So it's pretty awesome.
That's very awesome. I think that's great. So I got 4 hats to give away. So comment. And then I've got 2 ashtrays to give away, you guys. So I actually love these ashtrays. I see these in the lounge all the time, and I love them. I think they last. They just.
Yeah, they're indestructible. You know, someone said out there, thanks for a veteran who did good outside of, I served my country, and thanks for that. I saw that out there. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Boris Robinson.
Yeah, very nice.
Oh, well, thank you, Nick.
Thanks, Boris. Very nice.
And so we have 2 ashtrays, and then we also have a tumbler. But the tumbler, well, those are my favorites. So I'm going to make it a little more difficult for them to get the tumbler. So, Nick, I think that we're going to have to ask a trivia question. So
sure.
You're going to have to give these guys a trivia question. And if you know Perdomo Cigars, then you probably should be able to answer this question. So should we go ahead and give it to them now, or should we make them wait?
Let's do it at the end. Everybody's listening. We're going to have a good time today.
Yay! Okay, great. So let's get started. Tell us about this new cigar that you've got.
Well, we had the Perdomo Reserve Champagne Noir and Champagne Sun-Grown. It was a little long in the tooth. Had been in the industry for almost 20 years, and we decided to come out with something new. Like I said earlier, we normally don't come out with anything new, but it was something that was near and dear to my heart. I think Arthur Kemper did a phenomenal job in the packaging with the beautiful red and the beautiful blue on the Maduro, and it was something that I worked hard on. I actually took us 2 years to actually blend this cigar the way we liked it. And one of the great things, I would forget that it has 6-year fillers, binders, and wrappers, but we were literally going to have this cigar come out in February. Of course, the pandemic came. And what was unique is normally after we make the cigars, we age them in our humidors for 6 months. And this cigar was actually aged for 12 months in our humidor. And when you smoke it, you can see it's extremely good, but it's also extremely smooth. And we've only had the brand now for 4 weeks, and the response has been just beyond our expectations, and the sales have been extremely robust. So, you know, how good can it be? We're very fortunate.
Well, I do know a few people that are actually big fans of that cigar actually now. And it looks like Carlito Fuente joined us. So
hey,
say
Carlos.
hello.
Buddy of mine.
Yeah, I love that everybody gets along. This is such a great industry to be a part of.
It is. Carlos is one of the good guys out there, that's for sure.
I know. I'm so glad I got a chance to be able to work with them too. So you got you and Rocky and Carlito, big fans.
Well,
I'm a big fan.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks.
So give us some insight. So we are in Miami. You have this is like a lounge / shop, also your headquarters?
Yes, this is our distribution center, our headquarters. But we also have a beautiful lounge, and people come and hang out. People get to tour the facility and see the distribution aspect of it, which I think is important. On our YouTube channels, I'll show how we ship products and so on. I think the consumers are interested in that.
Yeah. Absolutely, they're interested in it. No, we do this. They love to be able to get the insights.
Yeah.
And really just to see how down to earth that you guys really are. Well,
listen, I put my pants on like everybody else, and I'm a fan of the consumers, to be quite honest with you. When they say I'm a fan of your product, it's sometimes the hair stands on my arms, because those are the people that really put the food on our table, and I think a lot of people miss that sometimes. Especially now, we're definitely missing that. And I know all of the blenders that I work with are definitely missing getting to talk to all their. Oh yeah, I definitely miss doing the events and seeing people and traveling, and I'm looking forward to doing that again. I was just in Boston last month at Two Guys Smoke Shop, and we did 3 phenomenal events. And I'll actually be up in the northern part of Florida next week, or I think the 22nd. I'll be over at McHale's in Live Oak, and we're going to be in Jacksonville on the 21st at one of the Island Girls shops. And it's going to be good mixing up, because I really enjoy doing the events and seeing the consumers. It's definitely not a drag for me, and I especially miss it now. I've canceled almost 13 flights where I should have been really on the road with our salespeople, and I certainly miss it. Yeah, I know, right? I think they're surprised that you know the Cisco Kid. Isn't that funny? They see you, they're like, "Oh, you've met the Cisco Kid now." Michael, I'm going to give you a lapel pin. Just PM me, and I'll get you a lapel pin. He's a good customer of ours. That is so awesome. There was somebody who I just saw another one, and I can't. What was it that they said? Oh, hey Nick, that was the pin. Well, he's going to get the pin. That's so awesome. Yay! Well, that is phenomenal. So people can come in here and just be able to chill and smoke. Does it get busy, or is there only? Yeah, it's extremely busy during the day, and I got a shout out to Sarah Gonzalez. She's our factory manager in Nicaragua. So she put hola Sada. I love you. Aww. She's great. She's great. That's so great. So how is it going down in your factories in Nicaragua? Thank God it's been perfect. We've had really no COVID scares at all in Nicaragua. I think a lot of people have immunities. They go out and play in the dirt like we used to do when we were kids, not with iPhones like they do today. And, we've kept whatever the doctors have told us, and we never really stopped. We kept working, and we've been shipping. And yeah, I must feel guilty about it, but we've had a phenomenal year. And it's really thanks again to the consumers. I can't say it enough. It might sound cliche, but it's really the truth. Well, we had to sit home and do something. Why not sit home and smoke cigars? Yeah, it's pretty crazy. You hit it right on the head. A lot of people smoked a lot of cigars February, March, and April, and they continue. And it's been fantastic, to be quite honest with you. I think it has been too, to tell you the truth. Like
not just smoking the cigars, but getting to know the cigar makers and the cigar reps. And there's just so many things on here about, you know, the different people. Oh, we've got some great people coming up. Matthew Tobacco, he's a good friend of mine. He
Sure.
says, oh, you know, that he says, ask him about the firecracker.
Yeah, the firecracker is a brand we made for our good friend David Garofalo at Two Guys Smoke Shop, and
We just found him.
yeah, within a weekend we sold over 1,000 boxes in one day, and another 500 just went out this week, and I think there's still a little availability, but not much. But Alan Kern said we're disappointed. I was supposed to be at Holtz this week in Philadelphia, but it got canceled. There's a lot of great guys out there, and someone asked about our factory tours. We will be doing our factory tours.
Yeah, it looks like Angela Yu wants to come down and visit you as well.
Yeah, Angela's, she's great. She's going to be great for the Tampa area, and we'll have our factory tours at the end of January through February. So just call us up at 305-627-6700. Go on our website. We'll give you more information on the factory tours.
What was the factory tour number?
305-627-67. Okay. No problem. 305-627-6700.
There you go. Okay, so watch this. You can put this up.
There's so many great questions coming in.
I know. Well, go if you see a question, go ahead.
Yeah, Mark asked, "What's the cigar I'm most proud of?" That's a real hard question, Mark. I'm proud of all of them because I wouldn't release them if I did, and I would probably say Edición de Silvio, which was the one we named after my grandfather, Patriarch, the one we named after my father, two of the most. But listen, when you got a brand like Perdomo Reserve Champagne that sells like it sells after 20 years, that's definitely one that you got to be proud of also.
Oh my gosh, I'm even proud of it. Yeah, I mean, to be able, I used to work in retail, so to be able to have a cigar that you know that you can send somebody to with the price, with the quality, with the consistency of them wanting it over and over again. Yes, please. That's what all retailers would love that.
And I appreciate that. That's music to my ears. I always tell my son, who's our director of sales, and really our whole staff, that the only thing I care about after being in the industry for 3 decades is that exactly what Melanie said, that they feel confident in selling our cigars, and our consumers have never had a bad Perdomo, and that's truly what I work for today.
Yeah, absolutely. That is definitely an accomplishment.
Thank you. Yeah, things have been great, and we're really proud of this new project that we got going on, and I'm looking forward to going back to Nicaragua. We're not scheduled to go back till October, but I'm dying to get back. I haven't even seen our crop, you know.
Oh, really? Is that do you have somebody down there watching it for you? Or?
Oh yeah, we have a lot of workers down there and a lot of great people. The average worker's been with my company in Nicaragua for 19.6 years, so I have a very good group of workers down there that watched our company like it was their own. So I'm blessed with that.
Yeah, that's awesome. You definitely need that for sure. Yeah. So what about, let's see, somebody was asking about Billy. Where's Billy at?
Billy's on the road working. Billy's my brother. He's our South Florida rep, and he works everything from Naples down all the way to Key West and east up through St. Lucie County. He does a phenomenal job for us too. There are so many great people on the lines here. Thanks for tuning in. The drum set's perfect, Ray. I'm just finished tuning it up.
You just got a drum set.
No, I have 3 drum sets. I'll show you in the office here later. But yeah, I'm a drummer, and that's my hobby.
I used to be a drummer, actually.
Oh, great.
In the drum line, though.
Okay, that's okay.
I had to carry it too.
Daniel Rhodes. Yeah, I know. Daniel Rhodes. Sorry, we had to cancel an event. It was going to be the day before yesterday, and just outside in Austin and in the Houston area, we were going to be there. We're supposed to be at Havana House. So Daniel's a great guy. He's been on our factory tour. And Jimmy, I don't know if we're going to do a Perdomo cruise, but we do factory cruises. We do a nice factory tour in January and February. We'd love to have you come down.
What's the most creamy cigar in your lineup?
That's a great question. I'd say the most creamiest cigar would be, I'd say 2 of them. I'd say the Perdomo Reserve Champagne. And I would say also the Perdomo 12-year double-age vintage Connecticut is really creamy, very smooth. And I think if that's the type of cigar you like, I think both of those will be excellent for you.
I think I'm going to have to get one of those before I go home.
No problem. My pleasure. My pleasure.
They say, what is your favorite piece of Perdomo swag? That's actually an awesome question.
I like these tumblers. I think they're nice. This lighter's really cool. We sell that in our gear store.
Yeah, if you guys don't know this lighter, it is super cool. If you notice on a lot of my videos, you'll see this lighter, and it's electric and butane, right?
Yeah, it has butane, and you charge it. It doesn't have a piezo, so you have direct ignition, which makes it real easy to light your cigar.
Super easy to light your cigar. Plus, you can also just it just doesn't I guess it doesn't go out as easy.
No, because it's direct. Yeah, and it's got a nice punch cutter at the end of it. It works really good.
And they can get these. They can buy swag at your website, correct?
Yeah, they can at www.perdomocigars.com. It's a very active site when it comes down to swag selling. That's for sure.
Let me see. There he goes. Oh, right. So there's the website that you can purchase their swag from. And also we have your Facebook page as well. If you guys want to go to their Facebook page.
Yeah, Perdomo Cigars / I love cigars. That's it. Yep.
Be sure to like their page. All right. So what have you been doing during the COVID? I see you all over live. You got the social media down.
Yeah, we did a ton of Zoom videos. Did a lot of stuff with our retailers around the country. A lot of the bigger catalog sites with their sites. We did a lot of that. So we got to stay out there as much as possible, and we really never really closed down, whether it be here in Miami or really around the world and in Nicaragua. So things have been really good, and I've kept active. I never stopped to go to the beach, like the water ski. I try to stay as active as possible. And look, I follow what they say, but I'm not going to live my life. I'm young enough. I understand if you're older and you have unforeseen circumstance, I understand it totally. My mother's 85 years old. She still comes to work every day. We had her at home, and she said, "Listen, Nikki, if I have to sit at home for the rest of my life, I'm going to kill I'd rather die. I don't want to live like that." So my mom still comes in every day. It's yeah, I'm not gonna disappoint her. That's for sure.
Well, no, and I think you're right. It is an individual responsibility that we can each take to take care of ourselves and make sure, like, wash your hands.
I was a great retailer in the Richmond area, Cigar Realm, Scott Feisen. Another thing I would have loved to have been able to visit him. Hopefully I can later on in the year. Everything's really unique. You just don't know where you're going to go. You're going to go, then they cancel. A lot of retailers have had to cancel because they've not been able to hold events in their stores. So things have been a little difficult, right now.
Definitely. I think for all of us, we've definitely felt the difficulties, but it's all about getting through them, how we get through them. And definitely the internet has probably saved a lot.
Yeah, and I think a lot of great retailers like Scott Feisen and a bunch of them out here that are listening have actually had really good months. We've seen it. They've been ordering, and they've been ordering heavily, and they do a great job. And great businesses will always prevail. I really believe that.
Well, I gotta admit that one of my questions so I go and I interview different cigar lounges so that we can post them online, and you guys can actually learn which cigar lounge you want to go to depending on your mood, and you can figure out what it's like before you get there. One of the questions that I love to ask every lounge owner is, what is your highest best selling cigar, I guess?
I would say for us, it's probably our Perdomo 20th anniversary.
No, what cigar brand? And I would say that most of them say Perdomo.
Well, that's humbling. Just in that new Cigar Aficionado piece, a lot of retailers said that. And hey, listen, not bad for a kid who started out of a garage.
Yeah.
And listen, I think that we always kept our feet on the ground and we worked very hard. And I think our consumers appreciated that. And I think our retailers did. And we had this thing called the Perdomo Army, and I think it's as strong as ever. And I want to thank every one of them out there.
Now, how did the Perdomo Army start? How does that, like, I get the concept, but what is it like?
It actually started with the group KISS, and I happened to talk to Gene Simmons one time, and we were talking about how important it was to stay with people that enjoy your products, and they built this KISS Army. And I always thought, we really don't advertise much. We really just do it with boots on the ground, visiting all you and really shaking hands and meeting the consumers live. And we decided we were going to build this Perdomo Army, and it's been extremely successful for us. And we have shirts, we have new hats coming out, and we have a very strong loyalty to our brand, and we're very blessed because of that. Because look, you can make great cigars. There's a lot of people make great cigars, but to have people that are loyal to your brand is something that's just so paramount for any business, and we're blessed that we have it.
Absolutely. And so how do you join this Perdomo Army, or what is it? Is it just a...
Well, basically, we have all kinds of Perdomo Army gear, but really it's just a loyalty that that we have, and we have such a loyal consumer base, and I'm just really humbled by it. And I'm really thank you all. You know.
Yeah, that's awesome. So do you guys do charities and with the...
Yeah, I think the cigar industry in general is probably the most charitable, you know, whether it be Wounded Warriors or anything. I have a soft heart for the military because I served my country. And,
Thank you for your service.
My pleasure. But one of the great things is a lot of things we did for years, where we were being able to get cigars out to Iraq and Afghanistan and so on, and seeing all the kind letters from the servicemen. I just had a mother come about a month ago, and she said, you know, my son learned how to smoke cigars from you. And I said, how's that? He said, you sent a care package, and that's how he learned how to smoke cigars. And he said he was depressed, and that was the best PTSD thing he ever had, was being able to drink coffee and enjoying cigars. So that meant a lot to me when I heard that. Yeah.
No, I think it does mean a lot. We have a lot of veterans in Naples, Florida, where I'm from, and I think one of my favorite charities to give to is obviously Wounded Warriors. But what's even cooler is that they have a Wounded Warriors specifically for Collier County. So it's very direct to our citizens that we see every day. And
yeah, we do something really special that I want to mention to you. In Alabama, in Huntsville, Alabama, there's a cigar store called the Humidor Pipe Shop. It's been there for over 90 years. And Chuck Facemeyer and Robin, who own the store, we do an event for the Marine Corps one time a year. And we'll average between $14,000 and $16,000, $17,000 of sales. And Robin, at the end, will hit the cash register. We did $16,500, and he'll write a check out to the Marines. And basically, he takes his whole till and gives it to these guys in the Marine Corps. And it's awesome. And we do it every single year in November, and we're proud to do it.
That is awesome. Let's see what we've got. We've got some good questions. Let's see. Where's the best place for Perdomos in Western North Carolina?
Oh, I'd have to talk to Jeff Godfrey on that. But if you could just private message me either on Facebook, or I'll get you a list of accounts in the Western North Carolina area. It's tough. We have 4,000 stores that carry our brand, so we have to. Everybody will say, what do you have in West Virginia? What do you have in Eastern Maryland or New York? I got to get it, and I want to make sure I get you the information correctly with the addresses and the phone numbers. But if you could private message me, it'd be my pleasure.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. That's very, very, very helpful. And it looks like Alicia says she loves Chuck Fassmeyer.
He's a great guy. He's a great guy.
And Angel is having a good time.
Yeah, Angel's it's a unique story. Angel and I have been friends a long time. Our children went to school together, Dave Christian, so I've known him a long time. He's a great guy. Fred Renault, that you just see over there, we were air traffic controllers together, and now he smokes our cigars, and I think he'll be coming on our trip to Nicaragua in 2021. So Fred's a great guy also.
Isn't that cool? Yeah. I love what cigars can do, that's for sure. It is crazy how we can get around.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So tell us something. You got any good secrets, like anything that everybody wants to know?
Everybody always asks if I'm, I don't know why people think I'm a tough guy. I'm actually a very sensitive softie, to be quite honest with you. And I'm extremely family orientated.
Oh wait, let me show off that. Look at that.
Yeah, thank you. And I love my family, and to me, a great evening is going out with my wife and my children and my beautiful daughter-in-law and my handsome son-in-law, and just having dinner and breaking bread. And to me, that's one of the great things that I really enjoy.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, that is definitely the most important part. Yeah. So what is it that you would like to educate your customers about cigars so that they would understand? Because, I mean, okay, guys, I've experienced Nick for actual, real life experience, watching him put together an entire shelf of his cigars for display to be able to, get the message across to you, to educate you on what they're like, and it's incredible. So that's why I'm asking you this question.
Well, it's a great question. We have a YouTube channel, and basically I start from nuts and bolts, from A to Z, on how to cut a cigar correctly, how to light a cigar correctly, how to get the most out of your cigar. And these are important things, whether you've been smoking cigars for 3 days or 30 years, because my whole thing is about you getting the most enjoyment out of that particular cigar that you're going to be smoking. So we've been doing it for several months, and it's been superb. I mean, my last hit was over 100,000 people.
Wow.
So it's been great, and people
That's
want to know.
awesome.
People want knowledge. I think it's important.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So I think I'm gonna have to get some secrets from you.
No problem. I've studied them.
Right?
Yeah.
How much time have you spent studying all of those new internet and new gadgets? I do a lot of that too.
Oh, the gadgets not so much, but I'm not a real gadget orientated. But when it comes down to cigars and curing and fermentation, it's my love. I'm really a farmer at heart, to be honest with you. And because we're vertically integrated as a company, we do everything, and I love every part of cigar making. It's you know, they always say that if you love what you do, you don't really work. And I guess I really don't work much because I really love what I do, whether it be going out and visiting our consumers and events or our retailers around the world, or, you know, picking a sucker off a tobacco plant if it bothers me. It's a joy for me.
So what's your favorite thing to explain to someone?
Well, I like to explain them, you know, basically, you know, how to really enjoy a cigar, whether it be cutting or lighting, not tearing off the band. And then I like to show my knowledge on our factory tours, where we show them, we have 3,054 steps to make one of our cigars. And in 2.5 days, visually, we show you everything we do. We actually even mill our own wood. We make our own staples. We make our own emulsions and paints. The company's completely vertical. And the owner of the store that
that's incredible,
that you worked at, he was even there, and he got to see it. So it to me, it's a pleasure to show my passion in what I do.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so you get, and you're the one who pretty much gets the tour the whole time. You're
yeah, either myself or Arthur Kemper, our vice president, and we have hundreds of people come every single year, and I enjoy giving it as much as they enjoy the tours themselves. Yeah, it's a pleasure for me. Yeah.
So I'm going to do a quick minute and remind you guys that we are giving away swag today. So every comment is an entry to win, and I got a tumbler though. And the tumbler, you're gonna have to answer a question to get that. But I'm giving away. I got 4 hats and 2 ashtrays. So if you guys to just comment, but then you're gonna have to get that last question answered by Nick. That's up to him.
I'll make it an easy one. I'll make it an easy one.
That's so awesome. Okay, so what is your next steps? Where are you going? I hear that you've got quite a few. You got quite a few upcoming views on social media again.
Yeah, we're trying to stay active, whether it be YouTube or Facebook Lives. We want to stay in the focus with our consumers around the world, and social media really does it for us. And because I can't go out there, and a lot of our guys can't do events, I think the best way is to bring it to them. We're doing an event next week with Famous, a virtual event with Perdomo. You know, we're doing a cigar dojo next on the 14th, and we're trying to stay as active as we can with our consumer base. And we think it's important not only for us, but also for our consumers to be able to see us and see what we have and what we're going to show. And for example, these 2 new brands that we have now. And thanks to social media, a lot of people have gotten to see them a lot quicker than they would have without it. So we learned a lot because of social media. We learned that we could really bring out a lot of our goods and show the world of Perdomo to our consumers all around the world.
That is awesome. That is really great. I really am enjoying this cigar. So let me ask you some fun questions.
Okay.
All right. So let's see. I love to ask embarrassing moments. Give us what is one of your embarrassing moments starting out with your cigar company? Do you have like a moment where you were head one way and then you were like, oops, I'm gonna have to.
Well, there's a million of them. You know, when you start any business, you make a lot of mistakes and they can be embarrassing, but you know, that's how you learn. So a lot of times I wouldn't say they were embarrassing. They were just mistakes, but you really learn from them. So,
none of them are funny.
Yeah. There's a lot of great guys here.
All right, what do you do with cigars that don't meet the quality standards?
What we do with those is they usually come to me. I never really smoke a cigar with a band unless I'm in company. So if a cigar has a flaw, a fleck, or anything like that, you know, the cigar fell and has a chip on it, those usually go to me. My dad always said, "Don't smoke the stash." We're an export factory, and the best go to our consumers. We draw test every cigar, so there's really nothing where it's usually just cosmetic, and that's a great question. And usually the ones who don't make grade because of cosmetic flaws usually are smoked by yours truly.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, is there one cigar related item that you have a real sentimental connection with?
I love them all. You know, Carlos said one time they were like his children. To me, they're very special because they bring enjoyment to people, and nothing makes my day better when someone says how much they enjoyed one of our products. So they're all special to you because they, you know, smoking's subjective. Everybody has different taste, and somebody likes something that someone might not like. But I think we have something behind us that will hit the gamut for everybody who enjoys great cigars.
Yeah. So do you use the Cameroon wrapper as well?
Yeah, I was like Carlos. I was one of the biggest Cameroon buyers, but Rick Merifel had passed away, and we're looking forward to trying to do some business with his sons now. And I've been a big Cameroon lover for forever. We have one Cameroon cigar still in the market. It's our Perdomo Reserve Petit Corona, and I am a big lover of Cameroon. I like to see it come back. Right now, we grow most of our own wrappers in Nicaragua, and
They said Janine is the first lady of cigars.
she is. She is. She is. She was Woman of the Year in Tobacco Business Daily, and she was deservingly so. Look, she's been with me through thick and thin for 31 years, and you know, when I traveled and everything, she always you know, reared the children and did all the work, and you know, that's special, and that took a lot of pressure off me. Where you know, you're only as good as the woman behind you, and if they could either give you pressure or they could support you, and she supported me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Look, they're showing off the Perdomo Army t-shirts. You guys can get your Perdomo Army t-shirt right there. They love the coffee cup.
Thank you.
Let's see. Oh, man, there's a lot of comments here. I've got to keep up. Perdomo has always the best looking bands. Okay, which cigar do you feel represents heritage of the brand the most in your collection?
I would say it's our Perdomo Reserve 20th anniversary because it shows the logo of the company really profoundly. And I think that probably is the one that's really symbolizes the company more than anything. The best seller we have, which is our Coca-Cola, would be our Perdomo Reserve Champagne, which I think is still fantastic packaging. And thanks for all the fine comments on the packaging, you know.
Oh, yeah, they are loving you. I just shared a lot. 23. The guy said it was the best cigar he's ever smoked. A lot 23.
Yeah, that's one of our best-selling cigars. A really good price point at $7 to $8 a cigar, and that was a project my father started. And he said, "Look, it's better to make a quick nickel and a slow dime, and I want to make that cigar as reasonably priced as possible." And my dad passed away in 2004, and I think that cigar only cost $1 more than it cost since my dad's passing. So I honored his wish on that. And I'm proud that we absorbed the S-chip tax. And I think that because we're a true manufacturer, we've kept our price points as low as possible. And I'm also proud to say in 28 years, we've only had 12 price increases, where most people in 20 years have had at least 28 of them. So
wow.
I want to keep the prices down. I know people have difficulties. I'm cognizant of that. And I also want people to enjoy our cigars. And I think that, you know, pigs can get slaughtered sometimes, so you should be as fair as you can, and I'm proud that we do that.
That is such a good, that's a beautiful way of saying that for sure. So they said, here's one, my S. DuPont gives me a warm feeling. Do you have a favorite lighter?
I like the lighters that work, to be honest with you. I'm a big fan of the BIC lighter, where if it's not windy, I use a lot of Bic lighters, but I really like this, not because this has got my name on it, but this electric lighter is really awesome. It works.
Yeah, no, that's definitely one of my favorites too, and I've got quite a few. It's a swag race. So yeah, you guys gotta like bump up your game on the comments.
Someone from Italy, ciao Italia. I love it. I love Italy. It's my favorite place in the world outside of the United States. I like Italian clothes too. So
Fred says smoking a cigar is a celebration of life. That's a great thing.
He's absolutely right. I always tell people that cigar smoking is about savoring, about celebration, and it's really about enjoyment and kicking back. And I love cigar smoking. I did it way before I started in the cigar industry, so it's a big enjoyment for me.
I actually started in the cigar industry before I started smoking.
Yeah, so I like it.
But I love the people great. And yes, the cigars are excellent too. I'm gonna have to take some home to my boyfriend. He's definitely gonna be jealous.
Someone said when you label a cigar, for example, 2002, how old is the tobacco it's made with? Well, for example, we say vintage 2002. It meant that tobacco came from the crop year in 2002. We all have that certified on that. So normally we don't use crop years, because what we do is when we grow tobacco, we'll set out an allotment for the amount of production we're going to make per year. And then we keep those lot numbers so that the blend stays consistent, or the dosage of the cigar. So that's a great question.
That is a great question. I agree. I see that a lot. We see where the years are gone. Let's see. ESV is 20th for sure of all-time favorites.
Thank you, Chuck.
And they say good evening from Northern Central Florida rep. Oh, you're Florida rep. There you go.
Yeah, John Converse. He does a phenomenal job for us. He's been in the industry for a long time. His wife was a retailer in the Philadelphia area, and we're proud that he's on our team. He's a member of the family.
That is awesome. I guess they're excited. I guess your reps are excited to get to move in around too, huh?
Oh yeah, they really are. They were getting windshield fright there. They were stuck in their homes for quite a while, and they wanted to go out to work. And my team is an army. They go out there and they bust their asses and they work hard, and they're a great example to follow.
Yeah,
they really are.
So here's two other good questions. One is, what drink do you prefer to pair with your cigar?
Well, I like single malt scotches and I like dark, bourbons and things like that. And I pair a lot of the cigars with that. But I also like a nice dirty martini once in a while too, with blue cheese olives. So one of the questions, how did you cut your prices during the S-chip tax?
Yeah.
That's a great question. My accountants thought I was out of my mind, but I always tell them, you always think I'm out of my mind. And I thought during that time when the S-chip came that not only would I eat the S-chip tax, but I would actually cut the prices of 4 of our most popular cigars, including Perdomo Reserve Champagne. And I thought that I would be able to get more merchandising and be able to grow in the humidors all across the world. That's exactly what it did, especially in the United States. And our retailers rewarded us for doing that, and so did our consumers. So I thought it was a great move, and we grew our business tremendously by doing that in 2007. So it was a good move.
That's awesome. Yeah. So Michael says, we always talk about 20th anniversary Reserve Champagne, Lot 23, etc. But what's the story with Nick's Sticks? I rarely hear them.
That's a good question, Michael. Nick's my first brand was called Nick Sticks. If you look at the logo, that was the logo of our company. It was the time we were called Nick Cigar Company. I was working out of a garage, believe it or not.
Interesting.
And I came out with a little brand called Nick Sticks Little Havana edition, and we sold a lot of them in the early 90s. And in the early 2000s, Arthur Kemper asked me to bring them back out again. And I said, who's going to smoke those? You know what I mean? It's got my name on them. And they're still a massive seller for the company, and they're $5 to $6, and it's a very, very good cigar for the money. We grow our own tobacco. We really, when you grow your tobacco and you're vertical, you really can't make a bad cigar even if you want to, because you work so hard to try to grow, cure, and ferment that tobacco, and you want to put everything on a level playing field. So of course you're going to have better crops and so on, but the best crops are used for, of course, your better cigars, but even your normal crops are always excellent because of the work you put into them.
Right. Well, they seem to love that Nick Stick, so now I'm going to have to get it. Oh, this is a great question. Any Lancero?
No, the reason, listen, I made Lanceros in the mid 90s. I made the 70s. I did all that stuff 25 years ago. The reason that we don't make Lanceros, one, is because they're 0.8% of 1% of all the imports in America, and I would be homeless if I made them. The second thing of it is tobacco has 3 different components. It's like salt, pepper, and garlic. And the Ligedo leaf, when you have to put it in the middle of the bunch because it's so thin, a lot of times you don't put that garlic. You're only putting salt and pepper, and I feel like I cheat you if I do that. And they're just not big sellers. We have a 5x38 champagne. We actually make them by hand in a tin. We actually take a pizza cutter and cut the strips of Ligedo so the bunch has all the ingredients, but you can imagine making tens of millions of cigars and using Ligedo with pizza cutters if you were going to make a little 38 ring gauge cigar. So it's not a big. I know there's a lot of guys that scream for them. They're not. I'm not a fan favorite of them. I just don't think you get a lot out of the cigar, but that's what you like. That's why I say smoking subjective. But we make a 5x38. We do a lot of 42s, 44s, and 46s, and I just talked recently on my YouTube channel between small ring gauges and larger ring gauges. And Believe me.
I saw that.
Yeah, I would love to make only small ring gauges. If I could make a Robusto with 33 pounds of filler to make 1,000 cigars, and I charge you, $7, $8 for that Robusto to make a 6x60, it takes 70 pounds of filler, double. I can't charge you double for the cigars, so we actually make less money on the bigger cigars. But some of our blends have to have bigger ring gauges because the flavor of that blend I wanted to come up with warrants that type of ring gauge. But it's not that I want to make 56s and 54s and 58s and 60s. It's the flavor characteristics, and it's also the demand of what the consumer's asking for.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, definitely. You have to do what is good for the company and for the consumer.
Yes.
So are the craft series still in production?
No, the craft series were just recently retired. We ran that series for 5 years. It was very successful. Sometimes you have to give bench time to different things that are selling even better. So, we're blessed. We have 7 brands with 3 different wrappers and 5 SKUs that are selling incredibly. And if not, we're going to be in a tremendous backorder situation with some of our better brands, or our more popular brands. So I can't take bench time away from 20th anniversary, 12-year, 20th anniversary, Lot 20, Habano, a lot of these big brands that sell incredibly. And now the new Perdomo Reserve 10-year sun-grown that you're smoking in the Maduro, they're on fire right now. And you really gotta work when you're doing it in production and make sure that you're satisfying all your customers.
Yeah. Some guy said I looked up class act in the dictionary and saw Nick's photo for real.
God bless you, my friend. I appreciate that very much. Thank you.
What about Yellow Jackets?
Yellow Jacket's a brand we make for Two Guys Smoke Shop. We still make them for them. We've been making that brand, I think, about 17 years. And David Garofalo is one of the best retailers in North America.
David Garofalo, he was so awesome to talk to. What a sweet guy. And if you're a retailer and you guys want to be able to learn the secrets of inside and out, follow David Garofalo because he wrote the book, he's got the secrets, and he is willing to share. He does not mind. That
book is outstanding. I gave a copy of his book to every single salesman I had because I think it brings a lot of great ideas for other retailers and also for their salesmanship.
Absolutely. It really, he did a great job. And almost for any business.
Yeah. This is another good question. Scott Feisen is a great retailer in Richmond, Virginia. What do you attribute your rise of your brand popularity showed in the recent surveys? Scott, that's a great question. I think our sales guys and I think, our consumers and especially guys like you who really pushed our products. Look, you can sell anything you want. It's what you recommend. And I think a lot of retailers around the country have really did a strong push to recommend Perdomo for the last 20 years, and it's really built this up. I also think our merchandising and the way we place our products around the cigar stores around the country is also extremely helpful because it's the ease of shopping and it helps our consumers be able to find the brands easily.
Yeah, it definitely helping them find the brands and what exactly is in each cigar, I think is extremely helpful. Yeah. There's some other ones. So this one, what's your favorite Vitola to smoke?
I like a 6x54 Epicure, and I'm a big torpedo smoker. Sarah Gonzalez, who's the head of our factory, used to make the Monte Cristos number 2s and H. Upman, and I always loved that point. And I've always been a big torpedo lover, and I think we make fantastic torpedoes. That's a great question.
That is. Well, they said that you were always a very sharp dresser, but they think I'm still in the show, but I don't think so.
That's all right. That's all right.
They said, thank you for being a voice of reasons and with the FDA. So tell us about what you're doing with the FDA. That's awesome.
Well, outside of us, me being on the board of the CA and fighting it vehemently like a lot of our partners in the cigar industry, we're blessed. We have a tremendous amount of grandfathered products, and my wife and Arthur Kemper did a phenomenal job staying on top of that. And that's protection not only for the retailer, but for you, the consumer, where you're going to be able to enjoy these cigars for years to come. And we stayed ahead of that, and thank you for that.
That is awesome. I like this one from Angel. So where do you see yourself in the next 10 years?
Well, I think I'm going to see myself being the chairman of the board and Arthur Kemper running this company along with my son probably is what I see. And the old man will come over once in a while and pat Arthur in the back and see what's going on. And I don't know. I'm still fairly young. I love what I do. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. How about that, Angel?
Oh, look, Janina's here. She says, we never take our eye off the ball, and our leader, my husband, keeps us all on track with his vision and passion.
Well, thank you. You got to lead by example, and it goes both ways. my greatest asset of my company is certainly not myself. It's really our workforce. I've been blessed to have a very loyal workforce. Like I said earlier, the average worker's been with our company for almost 19.6 years.
I gotta admit that that's a culture that you with any business, every business, you plant that seed from the very beginning.
And I think I learned that from my mother and father. And my dad always said, treat your employees like family. And that's the way we are. We really care about our employees. Sometimes my accountants say I care about them too much, but I really don't believe you can care about them too much. You fall in love with your employees, and I really love my employees, and I'm not ashamed to say it.
No, and I think that you should. They're there helping you build a dream. I think it's one of the greatest gifts you could ever be given.
And I think we go to bat for them also. We have a profit sharing program. All our workforce get profit sharing every year, and it's been great for them. Many of them been able to buy their own homes, pay off their cars, and so on, and we're proud to do it. Yeah.
So smoking tobacco is another question. Nick, what advice would you give to someone who is building a company and a brand to become successful to achieve what you have?
Well, what you got to do is, I'm certainly not the smartest guy. Most of my guys have college degrees except one. That would be me. And I think that if you have a passion and you have a dream and you know that there's going to be a lot of risk, if you can fight through being afraid and fight the risk and knowing that you have every opportunity living in the greatest country in the world and you keep boring through, I promise you one thing, if you keep banging that nail through that wall, it's going to go through. And you have to really hire great people when you can. And I think that's what's going to lead to your success. Really, your greatest asset is your workforce around you.
Yeah.
And you have to have a strong family who supports you. That's another big thing.
Or a big support system, whether it may be immediate family or if it's just your cigar family, but having
I agree with you. I agree with you.
That is so important. And let's see. So which cigar would you smoke? I know the answer to this one, but which cigar would you recommend to a new cigar smoker?
Well, it depends what you drink with. You know, a lot of people would tell you, well, Perdomo Reserve Champagne, but not necessarily. You know, listen, we all start with chicken breast and we end up going to steak. None of my cigars are extremely light. They're extremely smooth and they're very flavorful. And a lot of people don't understand the difference between flavor and strength. I can't make a very mild cigar. Our grounds in Nicaragua are very, very fertile and volcanic, but I can make you something that's very rich and tasty. It's a difference between, a lot of people think an MD 2020 whiskey is strong. It's not. It's rot gut. If you drink an 18-year-old single malt scotch, it's going to be a lot smoother. In reality, that's where you're going to pick up your flavor, and I think that's where we get it. But if you want to try something, I always recommend Perdomo Reserve Champagne because it's got a Connecticut seed wrapper. It's very creamy. A Perdomo 20th Anniversary Connecticut is also excellent. But you can also even go to some of our Maduro lines. They're sweet, and that sweetness also works really good. But remember to eat something before you smoke, especially if you're new, and you're going to get a much better experience.
Yes. And then be sure not to smoke it too fast.
That's true.
Because then you're going to not keep what you got in your stomach. I've smoked a couple of cigars a little too fast, and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to bed now.
Listen, we all have. If you haven't been woozy, you haven't smoked a cigar. During our tastings when we're blending new stuff, I get the cold sweats too because you're smoking so much, and you got to watch it. You really got to pace yourself.
So this is a great question because I am okay, so mine is a Navy guy. So can you explain how your time in the Navy influenced your leadership style from the garage to mastery?
I think where I learned the most of my leadership was from my father, but I learned one thing in the military was very important. That was the chain of command, and it was about being able to have different people be experts on taking care of certain things and not everything going to the boss, because if you try to handle every single problem and you micromanage everybody, you're going to have chaos. And I think one of the greatest things I learned in the military was really the chain of command and the discipline of it.
Yeah, that is, and I think it makes even, I guess, soldiers or whoever is in that, they feel like they can go, they have a way to go and talk to somebody.
Yeah.
It's like protests, but with organization. I think that's important for them to have an outlet to speak to someone. Okay, what about, your current COVID requirements? Any plans for 2021 visits to the factory? Yes, you said yes.
Yeah, Jeff, we're gonna do factory tours in 2021. COVID was really nothing in Nicaragua, and you've been to my factory, you know that we're almost antiseptic. And thank God none of our workers really experienced much of anything, really nothing. So we're plans are at the end of January, the last week of January, we start the 2021 Perdomo tours all the way through February, and you can call the facility and we'll get you all the information on the factory tours.
Let me get this. Let's see if I have this. I just had it up a minute ago. All right, so let me go ahead. We have only a few more minutes of Nick's time. We appreciate all
my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
But now you have to ask these guys a question.
Okay.
What's your trivia question? We're going to give them 5 minutes to answer, or I don't know. We'll probably have to wait till they
well, with Google, it makes everything so easy. So I'm going to ask 2 questions. The first question is, when is my birthday? And what are my 2 favorite college football teams? There's 2. Okay. And I'll tell you what I'll do. Whoever guesses one of them or the other, you can do another tumbler. So if someone gets it right, but only gets one of them right, we'll still give them a tumbler.
Okay, I'm going to put this in the banner. So what is your birthday?
When is my birthday? And what are my 2 favorite college football teams? The only sport I watch now.
College football, man.
I love college football. It's my thing. And I'm starting to get into ice hockey. My son's a big ice hockey fan. He's got season tickets to the Panthers, so I try to join him as much as possible with that.
Oh, the Panthers.
Yeah.
Do they play in Nashville?
No, they play in Miami.
Okay.
The Nashville's the Predators.
Predators, okay.
Yeah.
What 2 college teams do you like?
College football teams.
College football. All right, guys. All right, so give us, and then he's gonna be giving away.
So what we'll do is whoever gets my birthday, we'll get a tumbler first. Whoever catches the 2, let's say 2 guys, one gets one of them, one gets the other. We'll honor that. And we'll give them both tumblers.
All right, let's see what we got going on. All right, so we've already got a ton of answers. Holy mackerel! I didn't even know when your birthday was. Where do you get the barrels? Let's see. First of all, let's choose.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, let's answer that question then.
There's a lot of bourbon lovers.
Hold on, let's ask the question. Where do you get the barrels for the 12-year vintage?
We get them from a company called Buffalo Trace, but we've been dealing with bourbon barrels for 21 years. So we have a lot of stuff. Pappy Van Winkle, 1792, Charles Dickel. There's so many bourbon barrels we have. The important thing is that they use French oak, which back in those days they did. It's a very splintery wood. And the bourbon barrels it's not to infuse bourbon, it's to give it another fermentation period, to caramelize the tobacco so the sugars come up, and to give the wrappers a darker hue where you really get the best tobacco core of flavor. I'm very, very resolute that I think it's very important when you finish the fermentation that you ferment that tobacco again in bourbon barrels. It really works very well for us. And it gives us a unique flavor that I think differentiates our cigars and our taste.
That is very interesting. Yeah. All right, so you're going to have to tell me which is this. Is it Alabama and Miami? We've got Florida State and the U. We've got
Fred Renault. You see that guy right there?
Yeah.
He got it right.
There you go. But wait, he said Alabama and Miami. I think Alicia Ann got it right first.
Alabama, Miami it is.
There she goes. Alicia, she won a tumbler. All right, and now we got to find out when your birthday is.
You got to give Fred Renault one, too.
Okay.
He's my buddy. Fred, you get one, too.
Okay.
Okay. Why not?
That's good.
I know Fred's a Florida State fan. That's the only disagreement him and I have. I love him outside of that.
All right, Fred, you're going to win one, too. Awesome. All right, now we got to find out what your birthday is.
Okay.
We've got February 7th.
Mike Lemure, my buddy from Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
What? That's where I was born and raised. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he's got a great cigar shop in Murfreesboro.
That's so awesome. I gotta like contact him. My family.
It's fantastic. No, you're off a little bit, Mike, on that one.
June 18th or the 20th. Well, we can't do 2.
No, June 18th is my my daughter's, but not mine.
I got April 25th.
No.
Oh, let's see. We got 420.
No.
February 1st.
Mm-mm.
February 1st. Why does everybody think it's February 1st?
I don't know.
May 6th.
No.
Oh, if it's not Perdomo, what would you smoke? Do you like Cuban cigars?
No, I like Nicaraguan cigars, to be honest with you.
Ooh.
You know. So you said that the person can only win one time, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll keep.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Nicaraguan cigars, to be quite honest with you. I just like the grounds of Nicaragua. You know, but smoking's subjective. It depends what you want. I like the sweetness, the power, the pepper, and the smoothness and the burn capacity that you can get out of Nicaraguan tobacco. There's really nothing like it in the world. Yeah.
That is, well, I'm going to try to hide this. So we're still waiting. It looks like I'm going to give him a little bit of a hint.
Wait up. Go back. A little more. Right there. No, go down. Go down. Go down one more. That's the one. Smoking tobacco.
Smoking tobacco, got it?
Yeah. February. That's it. February 4th.
Was he the first one? No, wait.
No,
There's Kevin. Oh, wait. I don't know. Kevin Rodriguez got it.
Oh,
too.
no. Daniel Rhodes.
And Daniel Rhodes.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, guys.
Let's give one to Daniel Rhodes and smoking tobacco.
There's Kevin right there, too.
Okay. Let's give one to Kevin, too. So Daniel and Kevin go.
Daniel.
Now everybody got him.
All right. So Daniel and
Kevin Rodriguez.
Daniel Rhodes and Kevin Rodriguez. All right, you guys are going to win another tumbler. So that's 3 tumblers. All right, and so that is awesome. So okay, now you guys just you'll see me comment on who won the other prizes, and I will get them to send them out to you. So be sure to stay up to date and send me your address, or otherwise I'll pick somebody else.
All right, sounds good.
Well, we are all done, and I have had so much fun. This was so exciting. And if you guys want to follow me, you can hit that notifications button right here on this live stream. You can also go to my Instagram page, which is instagram.com @LilSiscoKidd.com. And I believe Nick also has a Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah, we're at Perdomo Cigars at Instagram.
Let's see.
Yeah. So if you just pull up Perdomo Cigars when you go to Instagram, you'll find us.
All right. Well, I don't have that right there, but you just go to Perdomo Cigars on Instagram. You guys can follow them, and also their Facebook is Facebook here, isn't it? Oh no. Go ahead and check out. They have their Facebook group right there, but more importantly, check out the YouTube, which has been scrolling across the ticker tape for the whole time. You guys can subscribe, and you guys can follow all of their new educational. What was the last? The last one was about ring gauge. That was actually pretty interesting.
Thank you.
Why the gauge is the way?
Yeah, it's important. A lot of people want to know what they should be smoking. I want to tell them exactly what they should be looking for, regardless of ring gauge.
Yeah, and guess what? If it doesn't taste good, maybe you have the wrong ring gauge.
Could be.
All right, so Nick, sign us off. Tell us, what would you like to leave your adoring following?
No, I just want to thank all of them. I want them all to be safe. I'm looking forward to seeing them all. I'm looking forward for this to go away. It seems like it's really starting to drive down, especially here in Florida. There's been a lot of false positives. I think there's been a lot of erroneous information. I've had 3 friends of mine that were waiting in line to be tested, didn't get tested, filled out their paperwork, and all 3 tested positive for the virus and didn't even take the test. Anytime there's money involved and you got people involved, things are going to happen, and that's unfortunate. But just everybody stay safe and enjoy your Perdomo cigars, and thank you for your business, every one of you. I sincerely mean that, not only myself, but from our complete family of workers all around Nicaragua and the United States. We thank you all for your patronage.
Well, thank you so much for a wonderful, consistent product that you bring to us every day.
Thank you for smoking it.
We love it. All right, guys, signing off. Thank you so much for joining. We had a blast, and I am looking forward to picking out, let's see, 5. I think I get 5 winners. 5 of you guys are going to win stuff, so thank him.
Take care, everybody. Really great seeing you all.
Bye, guys.